I was in a discussion with someone, a very well-to-do guy, Gentile, non-Jew, what do you want to call him? Very high position, high-powered. I was talking to him, and he was telling me a little bit about his experiences in work, in his career, and really successful. He built companies, and he was CEO, and a COO, and CFO, and management, and he built huge companies. Tremendously successful person, and he's a professor out in the Midwest. Amazing person, done a lot. Really kind, nice person. I said, wow, just sounds incredible, sounds amazing. And he said, I want to just be honest with you. He's like, as amazing as it sounds, like nothing is always as picture perfect as it seems. And he was open and vulnerable with me. And he said, I want to let you know. He said, a couple years ago, there was a company that I worked for, and I killed it. He said, I was killing it in sales, and I brought the company to levels that they've never ever dreamed of. He said June, time that they were supposed to renew their contract, and it wasn't even like a shayla. There was no question. Like, of course he's coming back. He's leading dozens and dozens and dozens of people and teams and a huge operation, and he's just every day it's just success and great. You're doing awesome and just amazing situation. June comes, and the day that the renewal contract was supposed to happen came and went, and he was like very unsettled inside, obviously, and he was very surprised. And then the next day passed, and he thought maybe some type of fluke. And then he's like, you know what, I'm just gonna get on the phone with the CEO, calls him up, and he says, I don't know if it was, the summer's coming, vacation, maybe there was some type of oversight, but what's the story? Are we renewing? And he says, well, I'll be honest with you, you've done great with us, but we're not renewing. Took a deep breath. He didn't know how to process it, and this is a guy, okay? And he tells me that his immediate reaction was to just explode in pain, in agony, in just complete rejection. And he said he hung up the phone. He went home to his wife, and he told his wife. And he said, instead of responding with anger and resent, and this is from a guy, okay? Chachma b'goyim tamim. And this is just unbelievable. He said, I told my wife, I know there's a God. He said, I know Ecclesiastes, Eicha. And he said, I know L'chol zman ve'es. He said this, I know there's a time and place for everything. There's the ups, there's the downs, waxing, waning. And he said, I told my wife, let's go on a vacation. Let's pack up our RV. Let's take a week trip down. It was July 7th. It went down to some beautiful, I forgot which lake, which ocean, with his family and his kids. And he said he had the most amazing, incredible vacation with his wife, his kids, relaxed. And I said, wow. And I said, I couldn't believe it, just hearing it from him. He quoted that pasuk in Eicha. And I said, but what gave you, let's focus on this again. You're not a yid, you didn't learn Chovos HaLevavos, you didn't learn Beis HaLevi and B'tachon. What gave you that courage? What gave you that certainty, that conviction that everything's gonna be fine? And he said, I'll tell you again. He said it's that pasuk, he said it's that verse in Ecclesiastes, there's a time and place for everything. He said, I believe that. I know God has a plan. I know He cares the most about me. He's from a guy. And then he quoted the pasuk from David HaMelech. Gam ki elich begeitz hamaves lo yirara ki al tayimad, he said. Even when you're going into place of darkness, begeitz hamaves, it's dark, it's gloomy, there's anxiety and fear, lo yirara, don't panic. He said, because God is with me. And this is a guy, and this was his approach, and it hit me. It hit me that if this guy living in Missouri, beautiful man, beautiful perspective, if this is his mabat, this is his outlook on life, this is how he's approaching what many of us would crumble, would fall to despondency, to sadness, maybe to depression. I was this high operating guy in a company and I didn't get renewed, and just was able to go to his family, spend quality time with his wife and kids, and say, God has a plan. I know there's ups and downs, and this is just part of life, and I'm going to accept it. I'm going to embrace it. I'm going to make the best out of it. And instead of getting in bed and just sleeping through and waiting for something to come up, he spent quality, beautiful time that he made lasting memories. And that's what he gave with his family.